What is up, everyone? Welcome back to day 45, I believe, of the 75-day hard. I just took a shower. Literally, I rushed to record this video because in the shower, I was thinking about this very interesting theory, perspective, whatever it is. Please hear me out on this. I hope I remember everything and I don't forget it. As you guys know, over the past few days, I've been telling you guys, I've been feeling like I'm not doing enough. I feel like I'm not being as productive as I can be. I feel like I'm not doing to my max potential. And it kind of sucks because it's like, I know I could do more, but I'm not doing it. So I live, I guess, in regret of, like it's what, 10:47 right now, of like, I could have done so much more today. And especially being here, my time is limited before I have to make a bigger decision. So it's like, to me, it has a little bit more of a weight to it. But I guess that's good because it depending on what I do next. So before I get to that. So anyways, like I said, I've been not doing enough, which implies, in a way, I'm comfortable. Maybe I'm not consciously, but maybe subconsciously I'm comfortable because I finally came here. And don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with enjoying what you've worked for, right? And I rarely do that. So I guess, that's a good thing. I've been able to enjoy the past few days. It's been great. And I'm good in all aspects of life. Like I've been going to the walks. I've been eating way more healthier, cooking different things at home. That's been very fun. I realized I enjoy grocery shopping and trying new foods and cooking to some extent and cleaning dishes. It's weird. Anyways, so yeah, it's been great. And you know what? That's something I was lacking. I wasn't able to enjoy, and I guess I have been. What's it called? What's the word, man? Like I've been doing it unknowingly. Like I've been enjoying, right? Because I've been comfortable. Because I've been feeling like I'm not doing enough. Okay. Now I'm in the shower. I'm thinking way more deep about this. And it's kind of this theory. I feel like as humans, we have these phases. I would use a whiteboard if I could, but unfortunately, I don't have one here. So I'm going to try to use my hands, right? Think of life, and this applies to any and everybody, whether you work a job, whether you're a student, whether you're an entrepreneur. But obviously, I'm going to explain how it's a little bit different for somebody who is working a job opposed to an entrepreneur. So there's like 3 levels like this, right? There's like, let's say the lows, actually, perfect how I explained it for the stock that day. So yeah, there'll be like lows, consolidation, and highs, okay? As we know, lows is like when the market is crashing, when things are going down. Highs are like when everything is pumping, everybody's making money, things are going up. Consolidation is this weird phase where it's not doing either or. It's kind of causing this confusion. Is it going to go up or is it going to go down? I guess this uncertainty. And our lives are exactly the same way. And to further explain this, as you guys know, I love volleyball, and we play volleyball a lot. Or I guess, yeah, I'd say a good amount. And anytime we play volleyball with my friends, we always say that volleyball is a game of runs, right? And what that means is a lot of times we'll be playing volleyball, and volleyball goes up to 21 points. So a lot of times there'll be a team that'll go on like a streak, like 5, 6, 7 points in a row. But like we all know that volleyball is, a game of runs. So even if, let's say, the other team has 7 points more than you, if I'm on this team, I'm not too worried because I know that volleyball is a game of runs. Because, as we've played a lot, it's been like that. It's like, teams will usually go on a run, and then the other team will go on a run, and then, it gets close usually. Our games are usually close. It never ends up being like a blowout. It's always, even if a team is like up by 8, it's, 9% of the times it ends up being very close near the end. And I thought about it, and it's like, it's the exact same with life. Life is a game of runs. And I guess this ties back to yesterday, yesterday's title, if you saw my video, it's like, when God passes you the ball, right? When it's your time, make the most out of it. So it's like, I guess I've been feeling like this because I've been in this weird consolidation phase. And what that means is like, to some extent, and I thought about this even more. It's like, as you guys know, we are, 3 days, today is Sunday night. On Tuesday night, or I guess Wednesday at 3 a.m., I'm probably going to be sleeping. So I guess Wednesday morning is when the AdSense payout will hit. And it is the biggest payout I've ever gotten in my life. Very grateful. We've worked hard for it. And it's not like a, absurd amount, like 6 figures or something crazy like that, but it's a big deal to me. I don't think anybody in my family has ever, maybe actually they probably have, but somebody probably has. Anyways, you get the point. It's a big deal. It's not normal. At least not I don't think anybody in my family at my age has been able to do something like that. And it is a big deal. It's not normal. And I'm very happy that I'm able to do it. And I think that, oddly enough, that is giving me comfort. Because it's like, what is the one thing that makes us feel comfortable? Money, right? If you have $0 in your bank account, you are probably uncomfortable. And if you have $100,000 in your bank account, you are probably a little bit more comfortable depending on your situation, right? I'm sure if all of us watching got an extra $100,000, you'd be a little bit more comfortable, right? You'd be a little bit more the decisions you make would be from a little bit of a different perspective, right? Like if you have no money, you want to do as much as you can, really, right? You really want to make the most out of it for the most part, unless you're just a bum. Then that's a different problem. But anyway, so it's like, to me, it's like maybe I've been comfortable subconsciously of like the fact that, I'm looking forward to this big day because I know I'm going to get this money. And, it's like I'm just like, I'm chilling because I know I'm going to get this money. And even though this month is at the moment not at the same pace as last month, it's like, it's still good. It's still a good month. And I'm like, I'm already getting this money. So it's like, whatever, I'm comfortable. And that's not a good thing. It's a horrible thing. So here's the thing though. Here's the interesting thing. Like I was explaining to you guys, right? There's lows, consolidation, and highs. It's normal. We all go through these phases. What is important, if you really want to stand out from other humans, is being consciously aware of the phase you're in your life. Is being aware that it really is like that. Like I look back at my life, and I'm sure you guys can relate. There were, really low times. There were times where you feel you're in you're a different person. You're in a different mental state. Like genuinely, like things are just going to shit. Like I was in that phase when I first lost my channel. I was on a trip away from home with my friends at an Airbnb, and I was so gassed because I was finally starting to live this life I wanted to live, and I was having a different perspective on financial matters. Like I was at this Airbnb, maybe I spent $1,000, and at that time I was making that in like a day or two off of one channel. Right, this is early, like, when my first channel got monetized. And I was finally starting to get a taste of how great it feels. And on that trip, I woke up one day and that channel was gone. And that is a low. That was arguably one of the worst feelings and days ever, because there's so many doubts that go into your mind. And now, again, if you guys remember before, I told you guys that this whole video applies to everybody, whether you are an entrepreneur or not. But it's a little different for entrepreneurs, and this is where that comes in. When you go all into something, right? And an entrepreneur is, like I said, somebody who follows their heart, somebody's doing some sort of business, maybe passionate project, whatever it is, right? Like it could be a specific, like, YouTube, whatever, or it could be maybe you want to be an influencer, maybe you want to be an artist, right? A rapper. And when you really go all into that uncomfortable feeling is just on a different level. Again, don't get me wrong. I understand, like, if you have a job, lows are still gonna affect you. But if we think that let's say money is the one thing that is a big factor when it comes to being comfortable and uncomfortable. Let's say I have a job right now and I'm making $5,000 a month from that job. Let's say I wanted to start a YouTube channel. And I'm like, I'm gonna buy a pre-monetized channel. I'm gonna spend this much on tools, whatever. I spent $600-700 just to get this shit on the road, right? And let's say 2 weeks later, that channel gets demonetized. Am I going to be worried, upset, whatever, all those things? Yes. But I won't be that uncomfortable as I would be if I did not have that $5,000 job, right? So my point is, as an entrepreneur, those lows are actually very crucial times, because they genuinely determine who you are as a person. Now, for a lot of people, when they do face those lows, most of the times people do have a job, and there's nothing wrong with that. But the point is, like, they're always going to make their decisions from a little bit of a more comfortable standpoint. For me, at the time, I did not have any other way out, so I was forced to figure it out. Again, after I lost that, it took me a while to rebuild, right? And I was, again, constantly hit with even more failures, but I eventually did, because I was just in a extremely uncomfortable position. And when you're at that low, where are you going to go? You're either going to go consolidate or you're going to go up. Nonetheless, you're going to go up, right? But if I had let's say I was making a consistent 5-6K at the time and I lost that channel, who knows? Maybe I would have said screw it and moved on to a different business model. I don't know. I probably wouldn't have, but you get the point. So I know this is kind of all over the place right now, but my point is, I've realized that number one, I was comfortable because of money. As we've established, money is a comfortable factor, and that day is 3 days away. And I guess knowing that, I've been comfortable, right? So which now I'm realizing, so that's good. That's going to change. Number two, the runs. I've identified that I'm in that consolidation phase in my life at this moment. These change a lot, especially as an entrepreneur, because your days are so much different, right? I don't know how to explain this. My every day is a different day. Every day is a new day. I can make $0 today. I can make $10,000 today. You know what I mean? Like it's a very big gap. So, what was I saying? The consolidation phase, right? So for me, the speed of the phase is changing. Yeah. So exactly. So basically, I could lose everything today, right? And I'll be at the extreme lows, worst case ever. But I could run it back, and maybe by next month I'll be back to a high, because things will go even better. Or maybe I'll be at that consolidation phase again. Maybe I'll get back to where I am today. Whatever, right? So what I'm trying to say is, like, I've realized that I'm in that consolidation phase. I was at a low I have slowly gotten out of that. I'm at that consolidation phase. I was at that high last week when I moved into this place, right? You guys saw my videos the day before. I was extremely happy, and like it came crashing down because that's, think about this. Just like the stocks, like anytime there's an all-time high, there's always a pullback. It is completely normal. We don't know how, when something pumps, we don't know how high it's gonna go. But what we do know for sure is there's always a pullback. Go look at any chart. Go look at Google, Apple, whatever. Anytime there's been an all-time high, they always pull back. They go back up. That's not what I'm saying. But there's always a pullback. So I've been able to identify that I'm in that pullback phase and I'm in that consolidation phase. So my life was like boom, big low, boom, big high, and then boom, right back in the middle, between the low and between the high. That's where I'm at. I'm in this consolidation phase. And the best part about this, guys, is you choose if you want to go out of this phase. Sometimes you don't get to. Life is unpredictable, lows are unpredictable, but you can still choose to get out of this weird phase, right? You can make conscious decisions every single day to get out of it, right? So if I want to get out of this and I want to go high again, right? If we're talking financially, because we've established that is a big factor, what can I do? I can just do more work. And guess what? Guess what the problem has been that I've been feeling? That I haven't been doing enough. So I've been feeling like that because it's true. I have not been doing enough, and I've been in this consolidation phase because I've been comfortable, right? I'm in that phase where the other team is up 7-0 against me right now in volleyball. But I know now. I'm making this video, and I want you guys to know, if you feel the same way, know that it's a game of runs. It is normal, right? Nobody just. Life is never going to be upwards. These moments, this is like what I'm literally going through right now and how I've been feeling this past week. I mean, again, like I said, it's great, but it's not great because in my head, I feel like I'm wasting potential, right? And it's important to go through this so you realize what your true potential even is in the first place, right? This is great. Like, to some people, they might still think I'm doing more work than them, right? But it's not about that. It's not about what other people think. It's about what I think of myself. And this moment, literally right now, me saying that I don't feel like I'm not doing enough is proof to myself that I literally am not living up to my full potential. But how will I know my full potential if I don't feel like this? You get what I mean? Like, you'll never know if you're doing enough if you don't feel like you're not doing enough, right? You kind of get what I'm saying? And the funny thing, and then I guess the whole ironic thing about this all is that you truly will never feel like you're doing enough because you always feel like you could do more. It's weird. Anyways, I hope that like, I don't know if I was able to communicate that, how it all was in my head. I was literally in the shower trying to control all these thoughts, and I started thinking about other stuff. I'm going to have a chat with Claude as well because I have some ideas. But yeah, the things I want you guys to take away from this is, don't be comfortable. Comfortability is what keeps you in the consolidation or the low phase. Choose to be uncomfortable. Choose to set, and the best way to be uncomfortable, if you don't know how to be uncomfortable, is set absurdly high goals, and not yearly or weekly goals, monthly goals. Don't say you're going to make $1 million in a year. Break it down. What is an uncomfortable goal you can do today and track today? Do that. That is essentially what the whole point of 75 hard is, right? It's to be uncomfortable. And I feel like I've maybe gotten too used to doing all the things I do, so now the 75 hard isn't really hard because it's a part of my life, I guess. So I need to force myself, and that is exactly what I'll be doing. I'm making some changes, and from tomorrow, I promise you, it'll be a different story. I promise I will be up earlier, and I will be doing way more work because I know I can be, and I don't want to waste the time I'm here. I mean, I love this, bro. This is, a dream come true. Like, this is absurd. Like, and I want to keep this, and I want to grow in more and more and more. And yeah, materialistic things don't mean anything, but they're signs of progress. They're signs of growth. And as an entrepreneur, life is like a game, right? We like progress, right? It's like Fortnite. This is a bad example, but in Fortnite, there's a battle pass. And it's not that the skins make you any better, but they, to other players, show somebody, I just ruined it. That would have been so much aura. But it's like, there's always a tier 100 skin, when you reach level 100. And in Fortnite, the skins don't actually make you better. Okay, we're not going to argue about, I understand if you play Fortnite, you know what I mean? But in reality, they don't make a difference. But if you load into the match today and you see somebody with like a level 100 skin and you don't have it, you're going to, it has character traits to it, right? And if I buy the battle pass, I want to work towards that level 100 skin, even though it doesn't actually help me like win the game. It still makes me feel better wearing it because I know I made progress to it and I like achieving it. You know what I mean? It's the same thing as an entrepreneur. It's like materialistic things, yes, to some extent, they will give you that satisfaction for a little bit. Like, think about it. I used to love my car. I haven't even seen my car in like a week. But they give you a feeling of accomplishment and and purpose. And I think, maybe I'm wrong, maybe it's just me, I think as an entrepreneur, your whole life is committed to growth and progress, and that is what gives you purpose. Like, that is what gives you happiness, fulfillment. It's not the materialistic things, it's the fact that you're able to achieve them. And honestly, when you do things for others, like for me, it's like, I'm happy with this, I'm extremely happy with this, and something like this is not very hard to achieve. And what will make me more happy is being able to give back to my family. Like, just, you know, it's again, it's progress, it's growth. It's like, again, if you have Fortnite, you have a lot of V-Bucks and you have all the skins, what's the next thing that's going to make you happy? Gifting skins to your friends. You know what I mean? So, wow, this became way longer and took a weird turn. Yeah, just remember, guys, life is a game of runs. So if you're on the side, just like me right now, that's getting 7-0, it's normal. It's normal. It doesn't matter. Life is a game of runs. But remember, like relating to last video, when God passes you the ball. So when it's your time to go on that run, don't mess that up. And I'm going to make sure I don't. And I feel like, you know, to some extent, you can force that. I'm going to force it right now. It's like in volleyball, like, you know, let's fucking lock in, boys. Like, everybody lock in. And I'm doing that right now to myself. You know, I'm going to lock in from tomorrow. I'm consciously making a decision to wake up, to be uncomfortable, to do more, to force this run. And as I start to force this run and do more work, I will naturally start to make more progress. So, life is a game of runs. Remember, life has 3 phases. There's lows, there's consolidation, and there's highs. Consolidation is normal. It's almost like it's when you hit a high and you have a little bit pullback and you kind of decide if you can go even further. And a lot of times you can, right? But it's important you go through that phase and you stick through it, and you know, if you're aware of these things, you'll never lose. Most people, when there's a low and whatever, they quit because they're comfortable, they have other options, or they just don't realize that that's just life and that's just how it goes. Everybody thinks it's supposed to be perfect. The path is not perfect, and that is what makes it perfect, that it's imperfect. I appreciate you guys watching. I think this was probably one of the better episodes. Hopefully you take everything I said and really understand it. I just hope I was able to communicate it effectively. That is it for me. I still got to do some work. I do want to try to sleep really early so I can wake up earlier. But as always, I appreciate you guys watching. We are 3 days away. I'm very, very excited. I still don't know what I'm going to do that day to, I guess, celebrate. You know, nothing crazy. The job is not finished. The job is just beginning. But still, it's a big moment, I guess. So yeah, as always, stay happy, keep working. I'll see you boys tomorrow. Peace.